back to another episode of the Extra Credit Network, bringing you the most relevant information for that upcoming test. I'm your host, Jesus. Today we'll be walking you through the structure of the atom and the three different types of atomic bonds. Bonds, kind of like James Bond, not bombs like atomic bombs, because those are just, no. Kicking things off with the atomic structure. The atom can be broken down into two different parts, the first part being the nucleus. It is important to note that the nucleus amounts for almost the entire mass of the atom. Now within the nucleus, we'll find that there are two different types of subatomic particles, protons and neutrons. Now, let's imagine that this piece of paper is an atom. This dot in the center would be the nucleus. The rest of the piece of paper is what is known as the electron cloud. Why is it called the electron cloud, you may ask? Because it's where the electrons are found. And just to help you guys get a better mental image of the size of these structures, let's imagine that the electron cloud is roughly the diameter of a football field, which is about 100 yards. The nucleus would be the size of about a gumball drop. And the electrons are about the size of a fly, and they're just kind of zooming around the entire football field super quickly, super fast. So, electrons. It's important to note that the number of electrons and protons will always be the same in an atom. However, the number of neutrons will vary slightly depending on the isotope of the atom. Now, within the electron cloud, electrons are arranged into different layers, each with varying numbers of electrons in them. The innermost layer contains 2 electrons. Every layer after that follows a rule of octet. The outermost layer will more often than not ignore the rule of octet and that it'll have less than 8 electrons. The electrons in the outermost layer are referred to as valence electrons, and they'll determine the number of bonds this particular atom can form. Now, moving on to atomic bonds. The first bond we're going to talk about is a hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bonds are bonds in which a negatively charged valence electron of an atom is attracted to a positively charged valence electron of a hydrogen atom. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. The next bond we're going to talk about is the ionic bond. An ionic bond is a complete transfer of valence electrons from one atom to another. A common example of an ionic compound would be salt. And in order to explain a covalent bond, I'm going to have you, Channing Tatum, explain for me.
What do you get when lithium batteries react to potassium nitrate? That would be a covalent bond, brother. That's when 2 atoms, they share electrons. You see, they both need what the other one has. That makes them stick together.
Wait a minute. Are you saying we're covalent bonds?
What? No. We're not atoms, dude.
Right. I knew that. We're still on for lunch though, right? Alright. Well, that concludes this episode of the Extra Credit Network. I'm your host, Jesus, and I'm not wearing any pants right now. See you next time.